Greetings, I am Lies and I use she, her.
And I am Scandal and I use they, them.
And let's play a game together.
Alright.
Alrighty, so we are into the thick of it.
The mystery.
We're into the deep of this thing and we are figuring out about the encyclopedias.
Uh-huh.
And we will see. The medical center has the same encyclopedias.
Yeah, there are 2 copies of 6 there, and no 9.
Oh, disorderly.
Yeah, pretty much.
Totally what we're concerned about is whether or not it's in order.
Yeah, anyway, one of the copies of Volume 6 there has a library sticker on it. Someone must have taken it from here.
Switched the encyclopedias.
Somebody has figured something out.
There was a little alert noise, a little ba-da. Mr. Kawara, try reading this copy of Volume 9. Column. I think that's supposed to be volume, like C and V are right next to each other.
No, but I'm like...
That is quite an error.
That is... Like, that would
what
actually
did they do to the spelling in this game?
I'm actually really surprised how many errors there are, and it really has only gotten worse as we've gotten further and further into this game, and it really does look like this last route, because they changed so much of it and had to actually rewrite probably a bunch of it in order to make it fit. There's so many weird errors in this.
Also, I am curious. They would have had to remove one piece of content from the game.
Mm-hmm.
So, if there were a lot of ways in which you could die in the old, final route.
Right.
But there aren't in this one, then you never see what any of the death endings look like.
Yeah.
She had to remove a bunch of those, unless it was the same one every time.
Every time, yeah.
But they removed at least one possible ending, so paring down the content. But yes, again, I've still noticed it a lot in games that the further along they get, almost like they're edited linearly in almost all cases, they usually fall apart more near the end, which would suggest either crunch time or, you can't spend as much time on it, that kind of thing, or just, being in a hurry.
Yeah. My looking's worth 1,000 spoken words, I guess.
I'm still surprised we didn't take the duplicate one from over there.
Me
or both
too.
of them or something, going, this one from the library or whatever.
Huh? This isn't right. It looks like just in the book when it's closed, but, it's a box?
A bird box.
It's full of files, some sort of documents. They're all from 5 years ago. These must have been...
What does it say? That one.
Oh, let's see.
Points with beak, this one. Right here.
Pep. Pep. Or it's like you take your feather and go, pick.
I just imagine you're kind of looking over, over the thing that they're holding, and you're just like, what's that one say? Like when you point with your nose or your chin sometimes.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Operation Hatoful. This is talking about using carrier individuals as biological weapons to fight humans.
Whoa.
It has the same title as the file in the headmaster's office. But I never expected anything like this. Meaning... This school has been being used for biological weapons development for at least 5 years.
Or for the previous years before that.
What?
Whatever that was.
It sounds like this is... I don't know if this is just getting more and more edgy or what. 2180. New strain of Sumatera influenza isolated. 2183. A new strain has been isolated from Fujishiro Nageki. It is lethal to humans and has been named the Karen virus. It has entered research at the St. Pigeon Nations Medical Center.
I'm sorry, the Karen virus.
Yeah, that's how you say it.
That's how you say that word?
Yeah.
You're kidding. I've always read that Charon.
Yeah, that's okay. As far as I understand it, it's actually like Chiron or Karen.
I'm still just like, we have Karens, the Karen virus.
Yeah, the Karen
I'm sorry,
virus.
but just like...
I don't actually remember really exactly. Like, it's like Cerberus isn't Cerberus, it's Kerberos.
Kerberos, yeah.
Yeah,
so
and
this
it's like,
would be
it's
Charon.
Kerberos, or like Kerberos, and you're like...
Charon.
It's Charon.
Charon.
It's Charon, it depends on how you want it, but I'm like, yeah.
Every badass dragon and, fiery thing that I've ever seen named that I always thought was Charon, it's now gonna be Karen in my head, post-dated. Just retroactively.
Pike!
These big fire serpents named Karen.
I want to see your manager!
Bursts out of the ground, seeping volcanic gas and lava everywhere, vomits magma in your face. Take me to your manager!
Somebody, oh god, Karen's back.
Damn it, it's Karen.
Oh god.
Anyway, so, Charon virus. Humans I met would always get very sick.
Are you remembering something?
Yes, I think so. I think I was the one who brought that book here.
Actually, okay, so,
Yes?
The thing, okay, so do you remember actually Ryouta actually specifically going to Nageki though and going, you moved these books? Like, there was a part that I actually remember and I went, like, I didn't really point it out when we were playing it, but I was a little bit confused going, why did Ryouta go to Nageki, like, straight up to his face and go, hey, so you brought these books here? And Nageki really didn't react or respond. I wasn't sure if it was, like, misplaced in terms of the writing. Like,
it seemed, was out of order?
Yeah, something felt really weirdly out of order there. And
yeah,
like,
now that you mention it, I didn't have any context for it, so I was just like, that was weird, and then kept moving.
Yeah, exactly, and that was kind of my problem. I didn't mention it because I was so confused. I was like, I expected it would be solved, but I'm like, hang on. And now Nageki going, I think I was the one who did this, and I'm going, Ryota's going like, wow, you know, and I'm like, something's happened here. It feels like the editing on this really end part got really bizarre.
Yeah, it got a little bit out of hand. Alright, yeah, I can see that. The birds with me in the medical center often did secret things in the reference room. Watch out for the reference room.
Ooh.
Ooh. I wanted to tell someone important what was happening at the center.
Probably happening in the center, to the center?
With the center?
With the center?
What was happening, ... the center?
Yeah, I'm like, what?
I feel like something's missing.
Oh my god, we're missing a lot.
What was it? My family? It must have been my family. That's right. I burned. I had to disappear. Why didn't I notice? Did I need your help to see? I imagine.
Whoa! This is either like, what is game?
This is a lot in one spot for the errors.
I'm also like, was this one of those things again where you were going, is it, you know, I'm losing speech as I'm continuing to talk because I'm having so much going on in my head. I'm
Which you
literally...
can indicate more with punctuation.
Right.
But because there is a lot of punctuation indicating his pauses, his cadence, and going, I'm sort of dropping things or just freezing up here and there. But I'm like,
whoa.
Did I your help to see? And you would have to indicate that with some sort of punctuation.
Yeah, this is really strange.
I think it just dropped a word again.
I think it did too. He paces nervously in circles, rambling on to himself. If you've realized something, it would help me to know what it is. Like, and again, Ryouta not affirming later, like, or that he'd even said earlier, going, hey, you brought this book here. Like, or that, like, 'cause that accusation was really, to me, out of, like, left field of going, why would you bring that up?
Or why would you, come on with that?
Like, why would you open with that? You know?
I've remembered what happened here 5 years ago. All right. And I guess you're going to share it with us, but also, like, I'm also going, I burned. So did you kill yourself or did you get burned in a fire? I can't remember my parents' faces. I lived in an orphanage with other birds my age since before I could remember. I never thought much of it at the time, but apparently everybody there was a war orphan. But I did not resent the humans who had started the war. I did not care.
Which sounds very normal, doesn't it?
Yeah, as for a kid that's you're not very connected to it.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that living with other chicks and no parents was as natural as could be. One day the endless routine was broken and some humans broke into the orphanage. They had guns and kept shouting, "Free humanity, free humanity." I think that's what they said. They barricaded themselves in our house and killed us one at a time. Ouch.
Ooh.
I was helpless. I could only hide in the corner and weep as my family was killed before my eyes. I don't know how much time had gone by since they came. When I looked around the silent room, they were all collapsed on the floor. Birds had come to save us. They had come and killed the evil humans. That is what I thought. But
it was because you had some version, basically, of the flu.
And of incredibly, voracious flu. So if they were in there huddling down for a couple of days, they just died from it.
Yeah, pretty much.
Going, we're holding this place hostage and slowly killing off the hostages to try and get our demands met. And then they just die. And none of the birds ever resolved anything with them or came in to save you or anything.
So I am guessing that this is another character, and I'm going to go with what my assumption is here.
Okay.
You have been granted a great power. You are one of the chosen few. And I'm mostly just picking a voice, just to pick one, because I'm pretty sure this obviously isn't Nageki talking.
I left the orphanage with my one remaining sibling, and we lived in an apartment. But I was weak and couldn't go to school or get a job, so they paid all the bills. I was nothing but a burden. And then I received the invitation. We wish to welcome you with special treatment. How would you like to study at the world's foremost avian school? We will provide anything you need. Anything at all. There was a hospital on the school grounds. Is a hospital. We will provide a room for you to live there. You shall receive all the care you require. I was living with my brother. I did not want to leave him, but if I continue to live with him, I would only hold him down.
Who is your sibling? I would love
So
to.
again, it's your orphanage sibling.
Yeah, no, but I'm like, who's your
the
brother?
orphanage
Is what
family.
I,
But
yeah.
I wonder if that bird is somewhere in this game. Yeah.
Yeah.
He was happy to hear that I would have a chance to improve my physical condition, and so I enrolled at St. Paginations. Mysterious music. I was still weak, and so I often stayed in my room. I had no friends, but I was not unhappy. The nurses and the faculty were all very kind to me. And then, early in my first summer vacation, the doctor made a proposal to me. Gets down on one bird knee. Will you marry me?
Please.
This vacation is the perfect opportunity. Would you like to undergo intensive treatment? You will have to stay inside for some time, but by the end of the summer, you should be as healthy as any other bird in the school.
Oh. Hello! Welcome to X-Men.
And so began a long summer in the underground facility. And you've got these people going, what we're interested in is if we can't fight the humans outright because there's different political parties about it, we could just have them kill themselves off naturally through chemical warfare, through virus. Biological, not chemical, biological warfare.
Biological warfare.
I knew what I meant.
But blame it on something else.
And just be like, oh, just another strain must have developed. The humans are very weak. Well, damn, if it was killing them the first time, I guess it just mutated.
The study of virology is so fascinating, and actually people who specifically go into biological warfare, like, it is completely fucking illegal. Like, it is, I think, actually specifically against a lot of accords that in our own world, a lot of people have signed, but that does not mean, for example, like in the United States, that we actually follow that, which is what's frustrating about it. But people do sort of talk about the field as it's really interesting and how they basically figure out what's a man-made strain versus what isn't.
And how you can tell the difference.
It's wild.
First, a routine of daily examinations and numerous medications. Constant blood draws. And then the experiments begin. The experiments to kill humans. They shouldn't have been telling you about that. A human would be brought to me. They would struggle and gasp, and then with a last painful sigh, they would stop moving. Okay, that is so fast and so violent. We're talking like Ebola, movie Ebola here.
Yeah.
I knew why I was brought here. Living in my body was a virus deadly to humans in a matter of minutes.
Wow. Well, that changed from when you were a child to becoming then, I guess, older, like a little baby, to going, hi, they were here for several days, and then they died after several days.
Also, if they were using your body as a living lab, they might have made the virus more virulent in your body.
Ugh, can you imagine?
So you have this aggressive thing that actually just lives inside of you, and you breathe it on everything.
Yeah.
My parents, whose faces I never knew, were killed by humans. Everyone else in the orphanage was killed by humans, and in return, I killed another human with each experiment. Simply by standing in the same room as me, by breathing the same air as me. Wear your masks, everybody!
Please.
They would collapse. I couldn't stand it. I had no reason not to hate them, but yeah, just murdering people is painful. Especially your people and their people. So, that is traumatic.
The big thing also to understand is that within a lot of battlefield psychology, they specifically actually have to teach you how to actively kill other people. They even talked about it that before like the 1970s, we really weren't any good at shooting other people because you go, that's a person. Why the hell, even if you're angry at them or whatever else, because a lot of the basically media psychology that we're used to nowadays, especially in the United States, didn't exist then.
Right.
The demonization and the propaganda that has happened in our culture is specifically because they went, oh my god, we need to basically force people, we need to trick their brains into walking around the actual moral, basically, barrier of murdering another person.
Yeah, that's been a big thing. In the military forever, it's been, how can we get you to depersonize, dehumanize the enemy?
Yeah.
And let's come up with 100,000 ways to do that. Otherwise, you don't want to kill them. People don't want to kill each other.
And that's why they talk about that it's really important to pay attention to the kind of language sometimes that you're using in reference to other people, because regardless sometimes of intent, what can come out is what you truly believe. But that's one of those things of going that it's a very delicate conversation to get involved with, of being aware of kind of where you stand, even in regards to how you talk about yourself. Language can be indicative. It doesn't always mean that that's what's going to happen, but it can be indicative of what you believe as a person and some of the things you might be willing to do. Yeah.
All right. To hate them, but watching them die in front of me shaved away at my heart, little by little. And so I decided to end it all. I had only one wish. I wanted to disappear from this world without a trace.
Oh, you set the fire. You killed yourself and you set the fire.
You destroyed the entire thing. The Charon virus. The deadly guest that made its home in my body. That is what they called it. No doubt they were searching for a way to destroy humanity with that virus. But apparently they just don't know much about it, actually, because you really could just get it out into, either other birds or into humans. But if it burns itself out that quickly, it can be really hard to get it from human to human. So actually making it that aggressive can actually make it hard to spread because they die before they can infect other people.
Yeah.
Which is one of the things they've talked about, and I mentioned it before in reference to the coronavirus and why it's so challenging and has done so well as pandemics go.
Yes.
Is because it
has such a long incubation period
that people have no sense of time in avoiding it. There's been a couple of other really intense ones, including like
the Spanish flu
or swine flu and stuff like that. Yeah. And they worked so quickly that they would burn themselves out. It was very easy to control, to quarantine people because you only had to do it for like a day or two, and that was it.
Yeah. And unlike coronavirus, you have to be out for 2 weeks. That's a lot.
That is a whole. I mean,
that's half a month. You guys, a whole half of month.
That is the amount of notice to give if you're leaving a job, like kind of thing.
Like that is a lot of time.
It is a lot of time. There's also the most vacation that the best jobs usually give you in a year. Like that is a huge amount of time. Yeah.
That was Operation Hurtful Boyfriend, because actually we learned the name that Hatoful actually stands for hurtful, and I'm still deeply entertained that it's out, but the project was also called Hurtful Boyfriend, which I'm really confused by.
It's hurtful, but it is Hatoful.
Yeah, which I would like to know what the boyfriend part has to do with it.
I do too, actually. And again, if Birder was specially selected for something, I want to know what.
Right.
Was Birder able to carry an incubator virus longer and was going to bring it back to the people kind of thing, or what? Or was Birder an example of one of the most healthy, strongest humans and going, will you be resistant to the virus? Because we want to know if anyone can withstand it.
Right. That was Operation Sneezeful, Hatoful. Bless you.
Thank you. And if anyone says blessings when they hear it, thank you as well. Yes. That's why I burned it all 5 years ago. There should have been nothing left, but I am not here. But maybe there's still something left somewhere.
Oh no, maybe like part of your bodies didn't get burned up.
Right?
So
like, bone marrow or something, but also like if they had anything stored outside of the lab, anywhere.
Which sounds like normal procedure. That's usually how that works.
Yeah.
So if you know anything about HeLa, which is actually the cells taken from a lovely black woman who has been rarely ever credited. She's dead now, but it's a Henrietta Lacks.
Yes.
Where, it would make sense that the cells that she gave inadvertently / were taken from her without, really clear communication as to what was going to happen. Like, that whole story is a fucking mess.
Yeah,
you want to talk about black exploitation?
There's a book called The Immortal Life of Henrietta Lacks. It's Lack.
Oh, Lack.
Lack. And it's a nonfiction sort of like a scientific biography, if you will, kind of thing.
Right.
And it basically it talks about the experience of this woman having a type of incredibly unusual cell experience in her body, and it being collected and used for science for many years.
Right.
And also about her life itself. And anyways, it's
Right.
fascinating. It's done a lot for science, but again, it was unethically, gathered, what have you.
Yeah.
But the whole thing is covered in a relatively unbiased way. I mean, you can't be completely unbiased, but they try to approach it in an informative kind of way rather than in a narrative-driven kind of motivated way.
And it also is one of those that they do kind of point out in there, which I think is a good thing to still be aware of, is that at the time, the HeLa cells were not specifically sectioned off as far as anybody really understands. There weren't the same sort of like strict procedures that you follow through to make sure no contamination happens to the cell samples you're using, right? So the suspicion actually is now that even the HeLa cells themselves are actually contaminated, all the ones that we have, because they didn't have the same kind of procedures as we do now.
Or the same technology. And it is actually Lax, you're right. It's The Immortal Life of Henrietta Lacks, and it's
right.
by Rebecca Skloot.
Which sounds a bit like a character name, to be honest.
Yeah, and so if anyone wants to check it out, again, a lot of science, a lot of history of biological science in America, and very interesting, but like, it's also a heavy hitter.
Yeah, it's really sad.
It's sad and a little intense, yeah, but well written. All right, left somewhere, and I can feel him close by. Your brother? It's your brother. My Mr. Kawara. Are you going to the basement?
I don't have a choice. Like, I need you to understand. To find a way out of here alive and to find out why they killed Barter, I need to ask the doctor.
I see. That encyclopedia. What else is inside?
Oh. A piece of paper folded up along with the files. This is a map of the medical center?
When I was there, I went through the medical center. I went through the medical center. But it must connect to the main building somewhere near here.
That looks like the gym, so those stairs are...
I believe it is the chemistry preparation room.
In the chemistry...
Oh, sorry, it is in the... Sorry, I'm dropping words, forgive me.
You're having a time, hello.
The researchers often went in there.
The doctor is beneath the preparation room. Thank you, Nageki, I have to go.
Kicks open the secret trapdoor, screams, I'm coming for you, lands I
am here!
Throws yourself through the, trapdoor in the ceiling, lands on top of it. Pfft, I get it!
It's time to duel!
Hi, yes. I think you will be seeing me again. And goodbye.
And bye.
And nothing. And goodbye. Miss Seed Pie as well. Is she going to return?
She might.
Seventh
class.
Crack. I'm also like, is that what they're all talking about? But Ryouta not an orphan unless his mom adopted him.
Oh, it's possible.
On the other hand, also, if Berter's known him since he hatched, he couldn't have hatched, in or around the orphanage.
Yeah, that sounds
So it can't be him that's the other brother kind of thing.
Staircase in the preparation room? I've never noticed one. I wonder where it could be. I still haven't passed out yet.
Suspicious of you, sir.
I really am too, actually. It's really strange. If the Scarecrow went down there with a doctor, it would need a pretty big opening. We'll have to go and look. 7 p.m. already? We have only 3 hours until we'll overrun with bloodthirsty humans. And the thing is actually part of it might be that you want that to happen, because if you do still have basically that virus, you could basically just infect all the humans. You sacrifice all the children.
That might be the goal. Okay, so that might be it, is going, you bring one child here with this insane deal, and you know that all of humanity, the remainder, will rally together, or at least 98% of them, enough that they could never breed or repopulate again, to come over here if Berter dies, and you've saturated the whole thing with a completely deadly virus, and so you're like, when they come over here, we'll have to sacrifice this one group of pigeons, but that'll be the end of people forever.
Yeah.
It's really weird that people would be segregated from basically all the remaining cultures of the world to one tiny spot.
Actually, I thought that's really strange too, where it's like, what happened to humanity? Did they all get on boats and all decide to go to one locale?
Well, and going, did the birds herd them all to one place because the whole free humanity thing? But also going, why wouldn't you just have individual, camps or segregated places in each of your countries?
Yeah, that's...
Or each of your continents, kind of thing.
Well, I mean, you forget continents are huge.
Well, that's what I mean. At least continents, because you can't boat them over as easily.
Because the birds can't really be trusted, or might not even have the ability to drive a boat. They're so small.
Well, and if the birds were going, we have humanity captive, and we're going to move them all to the same place, one, the whole world of birds would have to be working together. And two, if you had humanity in that level of captivity, that you could herd all the remaining ones from the entire world, even if there's not that many, there's some everywhere, statistically, why wouldn't you just leave them in that level of control and captivity instead of giving them then some kind of free space and reign?
Yeah, it's a little wild, actually. Maybe that's why you're in Japan, though. Japan is actually maybe like a holding pen. Like, they just turn...
For the last humans alive.
Oh, God, that would be crazy!
But again, if you had them, locked up to that defective degree where you could ship them from all over
around the world
to this one location, why would you then have them sort of kind of free here unless a lot of political stuff had happened?
Right. We don't know for sure if there's an escape route in the basement, but it's our best bet.
Plus, if no one else knows it there, you can always just hide there while the humans come running in until they get bored or leave or decide they've done everything.
Right. Maybe we should get everybody from the gym to come with us as soon as we find the stairs. Leave that to me.
We don't have a portrait.
Dumb fuck.
Why didn't we have his portrait?
Mr. Leone!
Uh-huh.
I'll take care of the other students. Don't worry, I'm not a massive agent. An MA for nothing.
Leone, constantly. Big dick energy. Just massive dick energy.
Well then, thank you, Mr. One. You aren't going with him, sir? I'm going to come with you, Kawara. We never know what could happen. Like you? I'm actually deeply suspicious.
I'm suspicious of you, sir.
Sir! Thank you! You're welcome.
That one thing
I am your homeroom teacher, after all. We still
ran into it in, our first natural playthrough, didn't we? Getting locked in the closet? Or, maybe our...
I think we did.
It really was, and I was just like, you have been lightly suspicious. Because that was the one we ended up with him in. We got locked in the closet randomly, and then he was like, that was sloppy, and then we ended on his route. And I was just like, what are you, sir?
Begging your pardon.
Begging pardon.
You've done such a good job so far. I want to be there to help you if things get dangerous.
I want to trust you, Kazuaki, but I don't.
I don't anymore at all. I'm like, that's too sauce. What about you, Sakuya?
You two, go ahead.
And Sakuya will save you from Kazuaki, I betcha. In this, part of my brain's like, this is...
I'll catch up with you. Yeah, but are you gonna help Mr. One, or just catch up with us?
I don't know.
I have my own things.
Well, it's because Sakuya's still grieving because his brother died.
It's true.
And he's also sad. I'm still having this
and his own identity loss and stuff. He's like, I need a minute, okay? I can't solve puzzles for a minute. I need to just have a minute to...
But also, again, as people point out, genetics, this sort of genetic inheritance, heritage bullshit thing shouldn't really be necessarily super shocking, because it's all BS anyway, So, I'm gonna prove that I'm a noble. You mean that a lot of nobles, in my experience, especially based on my own casual studies, tend to be inbred? So you're going, I'm a noble inbred birdie.
Yeah, well, and the thing is inbreeding wasn't a big deal, so that was why it didn't matter.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Right. Okay. We're gonna get out of here together, though, okay?
Right.
Too much has happened today for both Takuya and me. I don't know what's on his mind, and he doesn't seem interested in telling me, but maybe it's the depression? If he wants to be left alone, that's for the best.
I like that they actually acknowledge that, though. It's not that I'm not going with you, and I'm not going with you by being an edgelord. It's just, or I have my own agenda. It's really just, I need some time alone.
Well, and your character would think about that, because not always do they do. They're like,
A lot of times you get a character like that basically going, I've got my own agenda.
Yeah.
Not, I just have emotions, okay?
Right. I guess it's just the two of us then, Mr. Nanaki. If something bad happens, one of us can come back to warn you, and the other's Mr. Leone. Understood.
Yes.
Excellent. Commence Operation Breakout it is, then. I really don't want you to be a bad guy, but my brain's like, not so fast!
Not so fast! Blah, blah, blah. Breaks in through a window. Amazing.
Jill! What the heck? What does he want now? We don't have time for messing around. Textoris! You travel now to the abyss of despair, do you not? The abyss of despair?
The
I
non-weeb.
think demons spoils far greater power than even those released by the Tree of Blight. I cannot allow you to face the dark sorcerer Wallenstein alone. The Wallenstein guy is the doctor, right? Okay. We're calling for you, Wallenstein. Okay, I cannot. Okay, these are the only 3 characters I cannot talk to myself that much because that will be insanity.
I was gonna say you're gonna tear your voice up, but also I wanted to say thank you just for a second to Sylvie C for actually pointing out that Angel was here in the previous version of the game.
Yes,
but they used a different bird portrait.
And apparently it was because the original creators, or at least I guess the remaster team, could not get a hold again of the people who had originally given them the portrait for the bird.
Who owned the original portrait, and so they didn't want to infringe any copyright or anything, or assume they could reuse it. So they cast another bird photo.
Or as an actor, as they called it.
Anyway, I wanted to say thank you for that contribution, but for anyone who's not reading the comments, we'll just go to put that here in the video.
Yeah, they're absolutely excellent. Wait, Jill! Wait, be careful! Wait! He certainly is lively. He's gone.
Bye.
Let's go.
Yeah, I was gonna say if he stayed, I was just gonna take over his voice.
Yeah, that's fine.
I'm like, you're gonna tear up your throat, friend.
I think this is the first time I've ever been in here.
See, this is the room we got locked in.
This is the room we've gotten
locked
in.
And we only saw it that one time, didn't we?
We did. But I think I've seen it actually more times than you because I was doing other things.
Right, because you did the other playthroughs.
But we are actually out of time.
Oh no!
Wow! So thank you very much, everybody, for joining us. If you like what we do, please feel free to like, comment, subscribe, and share our videos. It will help keep me alive, I assume, because otherwise we're all gonna die. And this might happen. I'm very delighted. But other than that, also if you'd like to support the channel, please feel free to go check out the Ko-Fi and the Patreon. We have some games that we would like to have your help in being able to play. We have some also other goals that we are trying to accomplish, and your help has been greatly appreciated and has been very useful. It really does make a difference. But, yeah, other than that, I have been Scandal.
And I have been Lies.
And it was great playing with you. Bye!